What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. Panini is dead. Ding dong. The witch is dead. Panini's dead. If you haven't, if you collect and you've been under a rock and you haven't heard, the National Football League Players Association, otherwise known as the NFLPA, has issued a statement to Panini basically telling them, effective immediately, we are done with your services. We don't need you no mo. And I wasn't even going to make this video because there's a lot of videos out there talking about this. All the big channels are covering it. Everybody and their mother. Make sure this is working right. This is massive news. Massive news. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of video content out there that you can watch that are telling you all the details behind this. I'm not going to go into that because I don't really believe in throwing out videos, with big information like this, unless I'm offering something different, either a different perspective or some additional insight or something, which is what I plan to do in this video. Jeff Wilson speculated that the NBA is next, and I have reason to believe that there is. Now, here is what I think is going on. As you guys know, Panini and Fanatics are in a lawsuit right now. A lawsuit that when you are making some claims about lost revenue and things like that, you kind of have to prove that, right? And so Panini basically said, hey, Fanatics is pricing us out of the market. They're basically bullying us out of the market. And because of that, we have lost revenue. They were supposed to buy us out sometime last year, and they didn't. And because of that, we lost out on, revenue. We lost out on other potential buyers, and so we want to, we're suing them for some of that. We're also suing them because they're they're creating a monopoly in the sports card world. Fanatics basically came back and said, no. We looked into your books. You've been doing some shady stuff. You've been misrepresenting your revenue. You guys are, the Panini. So there's two Paninis, Panini America, and then there's Panini, the parent company that's in Italy. Panini America has been misrepresenting their revenue. A lot of this stuff came out in the midst of this Panini and Fanatics lawsuit that happened here recently. Why am I talking about that? It's very important. Because I believe that those documents and the details in those documents about the misrepresentation of Panini's revenue is what prompted the NFLPA to make such a brash and sudden move to cut off Panini. After the NFLPA made their announcement, Panini basically came out and said, hey, the NFLPA can't do that. We're under contract. We still have players under contract, all this other stuff. But what I found very odd about that is the suddenness in which all of this happened. And an organization like the NFLPA, which is a very powerful organization, is not going to make a move like that without having some heavy assurances, both from the financial side as well as the litigation side. I believe that the NFLPA, based on some of the documentation and some of the verbiage that was in the Panini Fanatics lawsuit, had some sort of clause in their NFLPA Panini contract that said that if at any given moment you misrepresent your revenue, which is ultimately tied to the percentage that the NFLPA gets paid from Panini, anytime that there's some ambiguity there, we have the right to terminate the contract immediately. And that's what they did. They saw that there was some discrepancies. They saw that there was some misrepresentation of revenue going on at Panini America, even if it had to do with their relationship between Panini America and Panini, the parent company. But still, there was some number fudging there. There was some things that they didn't like. And so they took that extreme measure to cut off Panini immediately. Now, that is current state. That is where we're at right now. I believe that the NBA PA has a very similar agreement with Panini, which is why I agree with Jeff Wilson. Now, Jeff Wilson speculated this, and I'm speculating this as well. This is all speculation, by the way. I don't have a law degree. I'm not Paul Lesko, which, by the way, if you're not following Paul Lesko, what are you doing? He's on Twitter. I'll pop him up right here. I think that the NBA PA would have a similar agreement with Panini going on, where they're saying, hey, if there's any number fudging going on, we're going to terminate this contract. Where does that leave us? Well, you would imagine that the NFLPA would not risk a hit to the revenue by cutting off Panini so abruptly and so immediately. And they have something in place. Now, a while back, there was some speculation, and this is, again, another thing that I've covered. I never covered it directly because, once again, it is speculation. But one of the main printing facilities that prints out Fanatics, or now Fanatics, that was printing out at the time Topps, Panini, Leaf, and I think a couple of other ones, they were all going through the same portal, the same printing manufacturer, in order to print out their product. And word around the water cooler is that Fanatics bought out that company in its entirety. And so if you take those two pieces, the NFLPA is now in bed with Fanatics at the conclusion of the contract. Panini comes out and says, yeah, okay, we occasionally fudge some numbers from time to time to our parent company to make our revenue look good, but in reality, we're not doing so hot. And that prompted the NFLPA to go, done with you guys, we're out of there. And Fanatics already owns the printing presses anyway. I don't think there's going to be any interruption in product coming out. And I hope that, God, I hope that we see some Topps Chrome, Topps product, NFL product, and soon to be some NBA Topps Chrome product. I'm a little bit weary and a little bit afraid of what might potentially happen to my hoops, my beloved hoops product. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't know if I'm willing to sacrifice hoops in order to get Panini completely out of the picture. As you guys know, I love hoops. Hoops is my favorite product of all time. But once again, I need to, not me, the way that the industry is going to be set up going forward is Fanatics is going to be running the show. And there's just really not a whole lot that anybody can do about that. But Panini's dead. I think they are absolutely dead. They are dead in the water. There is nothing that they can do. I think that they originally tried to sell to Fanatics. That went sour for some reason. And they basically tried to throw stones while living in a glass house. And it has backfired on them severely. So that's where we're at. For one, good riddance. Can't wait for Panini to be completely out of the picture. And yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. How soon do you think before the NBA makes their move? I think it's going to be soon. Hopefully. I say hopefully, but I think it's going to be soon. And we'll see what happens. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Love y'all. Peace.